What's the best meal you've ever had? The thing is, it doesn't have to be the most extravagant food to be the best. That's why we wanted to start at the very beginning, with the very first thing you put in the pan. At Mergulo, we want to destroy the myth that plant-based alternatives lack substance and, more importantly, taste. Our ridiculously creamy butters are the perfect partners to your toast, and all made from a blend of the earth's finest natural ingredients. We use cashews and silky smooth coconut oil to create a texture that rivals any traditional dairy butter. At the heart of our company, we want to ensure that if you're eating, it's got to taste absolutely sensational. So what does Mergulo mean? In Brazil, the home of the cashew, Mergulo means to dive in. Now we love that phrase because it really sums up how we work as a company. At our core, we want to build a brand that inspires people to dive into anything they do. We have our creamy original, our dark salt for a richer taste, and our garlic and herb. Let's breathe life back into butter. Let's dare to be dairy-free. It's time to bring back butter, but better. Hi, I'm Mara Hillary.
And I'm Eliza.
And we're the team behind Mergulo Butter.
And we're both sisters, in case you hadn't guessed. We're both Edinburgh University graduates who trained at Ballymolloy Cookery School as chefs. Mara in 2013 and then me 2 years later. So we both have a really good understanding of food.
And that's why you can count on our butter product being absolutely delicious. We're 100% natural and we also use 100% plastic-free packaging. I'm the CEO and founder, and our roles within the company, I've been looking after the branding, the sales, the marketing, overseeing the product excellence and the general character of Mergulo, and I've also obviously been looking into the whole business strategy.
And then I've been subjected to endless sampling in the early days when Mari was refining the recipe, but I realised pretty quickly just how delicious Mergulo is. So I wanted to get involved, and Mari very kindly took me on as COO. And as sisters, we work really well as a team because Mari's more ideas focused and I'm more detail orientated. So I focus on getting it to happen. So my overall focus has been on operations, commercial planning, production and finance.
And so in terms of the story of how Mergulo was born, I was cooking for clients and getting lots of plant-based alternative requests and vegan requests. And although it's very easy to source a delicious dairy-free milk or yogurt currently, there aren't any dairy-free butters that I felt delivered the same quality for my food. Therefore, I was forced to develop my own cashew-based butter that I felt had the same rich, heavy indulgence that I would get from a dairy butter. The reaction I got from this was so great that I started to think there is a massive opportunity here. So I took my very meagre savings with a huge deep breath and invested them in a consultancy called Tastehead. Tastehead are all ex-Green and Black taste specialists, and they helped me develop my recipe to be commercially ready. They helped extend the shelf life, they looked into the supply chain, they just made sure that our product is completely legally ready for retail. And then we've looked into the market. So when we looked into the market and the research we've done through Minto reports, you can see that 9 out of 10 people have butter in their fridge right now. But for those people, there's only 2 options. You either buy a dairy butter that impacts your health and the planet, or you buy a margarine that we all know doesn't deliver on taste. You can also look at people's fridges and see that there's often a repertoire of butter brands in there because they failed to establish a significant difference in taste, but also in style and character. If you look at the snacks and drinks aisle, there's so much different modern, sophisticated energy going on, whereas no butter brand seems to offer that sense of style and sophistication when you put it on your table. The highest end is still very similar in terms of the supermarket aisles. We feel that there's no plant-based butter that's delivering on taste, and there's no butter brand at all that's delivering a sense of sophistication. A really good brand to look at is Oatly Milk. we compare this neighbouring milk aisle, we can see the potential for growth this category could have.
And then in terms of where we've actually got to, we've established our sourcing, operational costs, established a financial model and a business plan. We've raised initial first stage seed funding, registered and been accepted for EIS, and created a small production facility. And we have just signed off an agreement with the country's top food distributor, and we've got strong indications from major retailers that they would like to list us in next year, and one of them has agreed to list us in March, which is very exciting news.
In terms of the branding and the way we look, we have employed a freelance graphic designer called George Kelly, who has experience in F&B startup businesses, and he's done all of the website, he's done the artwork, and we have also worked with the prestigious Graphics Packaging, who helped me develop a plastic-free, reusable box that's very unique for butter in the way that it protects the butter during transportation, but it doesn't use any plastic and it keeps the shelf life as long as we need it to. We've also got our simple website, we've got a social media following, and we've developed some marketing videos like the one you've just watched. We've tested our product out in markets and had fantastic success. Every single one we went to, we sold out within a few hours and wished we'd made a hell of a lot more butter.
And then in terms of pricing, which we all know is key, we're predicting that our 200 gram packs would sell at retail for around £4.90 and our wholesale price is £2.60, and that way both the retailer and the distributor ensure their margins, and that gives us a gross margin of 42%. But obviously with scale we're hoping to drive those costs down. And as well as focusing on supplying the retail market, we've also looked into restaurants, hotels and hospitality market, but Corona slightly ruined our plans there, so we've had to delay it slightly, but that's something that we want to focus on. And then in terms of investment, as well as investing our own funds, we've raised initial seed funding from family that's come to 27,000 so far, with a further 7,000 pledged. But what we are looking for is we're seeking angel investors to raise 150,000 under SEIS in order to improve our production, marketing, promotions, and add some salespeople to our team. And we're predicting that our break-even point would come in month 19, having sold 20,000 units. And then in terms of sales, we're predicting our year one sales would be £81,000, and once you take away overheads, we're predicting a loss of 104,000. And building up to year 5, we're predicting 5.7 million sales and then an EBITDA of 900,000. Yeah, got all those figures out.
The numbers go.
It would be nice to imagine an exit strategy with an IPO or a private equity deal, but what we think will be the most likely exit will be a big manufacturer purchasing a new product in this field. So we're essentially imagining a trade deal.
And then in terms of valuation of the company, it's changing currently quite a lot as the situation changes. So we would discuss that valuation at the time of the investment interest.
And then subject to NDAs, we're very happy to share our latest business plan with you. So if you're at all interested, please do get in touch.
And if you're at all not interested, please also get in touch, if just to have a delicious taste of dairy-free butter on your toast or your baked potato that you can enjoy guilt-free. Thank you very much for your time, and we hope we hear back from you.
Thank you.
Thank you.